Hello. So in my, it's a very messy garage. I've only just moved house, so it is all a bit up in the air, but a bit of a weird one. As you can probably imagine with my videos on here on motorbikes, in the garage, whatever else, I use a variety of cameras. I'm quite into cameras. I quite like them anyway. I do a bit of photography as well. And it's that time of year where the new GoPros come out, the new phones come out, the new DJI, whatever, all that stuff. There's loads of new camera stuff out there. If you like just buying tat, it is the best time of year for that. There is just so much to choose from. And let's be honest, there aren't that many really bad ones out there. But what's really got me frustrated lately, really got my goat, I've watched, I wouldn't say all, but I've watched a lot of these videos that have come out recently on YouTube saying, hey, let's pitch the new GoPro and the new DJI action cameras together. And there's something a bit wrong, isn't there? Like, they also knew that for someone to have weeks worth of footage to compare and all that sort of business, they must be sponsored by one or both. And you're not going to be sponsored by both because one doesn't like the other and they're not going to let you do that. And it just seems to me that there's so many videos, typically ones that are in the UK where we've got different laws here. If you're sponsored, you have to tell people. Seems to be videos from elsewhere don't always have to do that. There's some where it's like, I've got this and I've got this, and they're both supplied by one side for a comparison, and then they have to, that side being DJI by the way, they have to send their video off to DJI to see if they'll let them publish it. And it doesn't seem to be that anyone's really saying anything bad about it. Now I'm sure they're pretty good cameras, but it makes you feel like the way they come across is like, why would you use the new GoPro? It is terrible. You're like, it isn't, is it? And the reason I say about this, I mean, I've been using GoPro for a while. This camera is a DJI. This is the Pocket 3, the little gimbal camera, and I really like it. I had the old one. That was a bit fiddly, to be honest. If you wanted a wireless mic like this, you had to plug a little thing in the bottom. It was a right pain. This, it just connects. You can have two of them. I really do like it. I've been tempted with their action cameras. They do look pretty good. I like the idea that you can connect this to the action camera as well on occasion. The reason that I've held off really, at least looking seriously into it, is, and I'll perhaps do a video on this because I think I've got a pretty good setup now actually. On my helmet, on the motorbike, I'm in the UK. I have to assume, even if the weather forecast says bright sunshine, it's probably going to rain at some point. I don't want to have to stop and put all the cameras away and not be able to record a thing just because of a bit of rain. I might not go out deliberately for a quick ride if it's horrible weather, but I've got to assume if I'm on a road trip, we're going to get wet, right? It's just going to happen. What I like with the GoPro is there's a little replacement door you can get with a little USB-C shaped hole, and that's got a rubber seal around it. So your USB-C, kind of the metal bit, goes through the rubber, and you wouldn't be able to go underwater obviously, but it means that my little mic adapter that sits velcroed to the helmet, mics go into that. So the mic for me and the intercom, I split the speakers so that you can hear what Sophie or my dad or whoever I'm riding with is saying. That goes in, left, right stereo, you can adjust the level separately, works really, really well, and I quite like the audio I'm getting from it.
Oh my god, you want to see what's up here?
Alright, I'm going to go for it.
Okay mate.
Alright.
Hey!
Yes!
Good man!
That's pretty good, and what I've not found from anyone else is a way of plugging an audio adapter in that is somewhat weatherproof. So the DJI one, it just replaces the door, the whole adapter goes click, but there's no rubber, no sealing as far as I can tell. The worry there is, if my mic adapter gets wet and dies, I don't really care, so long as it doesn't take the camera down with it, because it's a lot cheaper than the camera. Whereas if that is on the side of the camera and it lets water into the camera, you've had it, you've got to get a new camera now. I will say, in fairness to DJI, there is the wireless mic that you can connect, and as this dude in the YouTube thumbnail here seems to suggest, people are saying that is ideal for your helmet, whatever. I mean, yeah, you could wire it down into your jacket, put that receiver in your pocket, keep it nice and waterproof, have a little mic in the helmet, cheek pad. Trouble is then you've got to connect it up. When you're doing quick capture or whatever DJI call it, where you leave it off, save the battery, press the button, it comes on, starts recording, press the button, stops recording, goes off. It does take a while to connect to a wireless mic. So I've not really tried it, admittedly. It may work really well, but it seems like a bit of a faff. You've got some other battery to go flat, or you got to make sure you don't turn the transmitter off, otherwise it's not going to connect. It feels like a bit of a mess to me, so it's not really for me. So For me, I don't think there's an alternative. I'm stuck in the GoPro ecosystem whether I like it or not for that, because I've got this weatherproof, should be okay setup. But it just seems odd that, I don't know, there's something about these YouTube videos where it's like a genuine review and, oh, by the way, DJI sponsored me and gave me both the cameras. I looked into this. Yes, you do need to send your videos off to them to be reviewed so that you can be allowed to publish. Otherwise, they'll ban you from ever getting any free stuff again. And there's something about exclusivity. It seems like people who do these DJI reviews, they have to be positive. They have to diss the competition. And they have to then go around using them, officially at least. And yet I've seen an awful lot of people who do these moto vlog videos of why you should ditch your GoPro, it's crap, you know, all this. Doesn't matter how much good footage you've had from whatever old camera you're using, no, you're wrong, it's rubbish. You need to ditch that and get this new camera right now. And yet you look at one of their more recent videos and they're using a bloody GoPro. I don't know, I mean, I'm not, there's the problems with GoPros. They're a bit stale. It's the same processor as was in a camera 2 or 3 years ago. It's the same sensor that they've been using for years. So yeah, the low light's not so good, but I don't know, look at some of the videos I had from Morocco where, you know, the comparison of these cameras is, you know, we were riding at night, you see, all you can see is what the headlight shines on the video. It's a little bit noisy, it's not great, but to be honest, that's not far off what I was seeing at the time. All I could see in that desert was what the headlight illuminated. These videos you see now with some of the cameras they're comparing, yeah, I'm not saying GoPro's any good in the dark. Absolutely not. When people go and do the stock footage for the GoPro adverts, they're told go out there in the bright sunlight or nothing, you know. But it wasn't that bad. It gave a fair representation, albeit a bit noisy, of what we could see. I don't want a camera that turns night to daylight. That completely defeats the point of the story I'm trying to tell, you know. I want you to see as best as possible what I saw. I don't want to make it look like it was light. Otherwise you sort of think, oh, what are you struggling with? You just right over there. Like, oh, we couldn't bloody see it, you know. I don't get it. So this is my rant about people on YouTube reviewing tech, saying this is my objective opinion that's sponsored and vetted and tweaked in all sorts of ways. And you think, bloody hell, they're all saying the same thing. And if you're going to buy a camera, I wouldn't worry too much. They're all pretty good. Work out the features you have to have. And if that hasn't got it, well, it's not the one for you. Fair enough. But wait a bit. Let people who've gone out like I would, bought the camera with their own hard-earned money, tested it, and if they don't like it, they'll have a rant. If they really like it, and they think that these paid-for reviews are saying the opposite, people will start coming out. Let's wait a bit, and hopefully somebody, I don't know, someone needs to do some reviews on this and say, look, this for this use case, I'm having a good time. That's surely more important than some shill. I don't know. I'm getting annoyed. It's just, it's really got my goat. They're just like, oh, I don't know. There seems to be so much of this going on that, you know, you go to YouTube for a review. You want somebody who's experienced it in their real life. You don't go to YouTube for what's basically a paid advert, and it really pisses me off. I don't know. Anyway, happy Saturday. All my Morocco stuff was done with a 3-year-old GoPro 9. The camera that people will tell you never works, always breaks, the camera's quality's crap. I thought it looked pretty good, and it never let me down. So let's not believe everything we read online, not everything we see on YouTube, including this, you know, feel free to disagree. I don't know. I think it's just people take this too seriously, don't they? Just go out there, use your camera, enjoy it, and don't let some YouTuber tell you that what you bought's a load of shit. Sorry for the rant. Have a good one. Bloody people, honestly, I don't know. I don't know why they bother all this sort of stuff. I don't know. I need another coffee, I think. Yeah, that's what I'll do. Let's get another coffee.